Hey, I wanted to do a video just covering my bass collection. This will be a multi-part video. This is kind of what I've settled on the past few years. I'm pretty happy with what I got right now. This will be part one on the manufacturer that I've been pretty happy with, which is Skjold Design. Pete Skjold out of Ohio. Yeah, he's been building basses for a long time now. I believe over 20 years, maybe 25 years or so. The first bass I got from him was in, I believe, 2008. Before that, I didn't really settle on a specific bass, although I did have a couple of Zons, Joe Zahn out of California. They're nice basses, really good quality. I just kind of missed the wooden neck. Although I did have a Zahn bass until 2017 was the last one I finally sold. Just as it goes in the bass world, if you want a bass, you kind of gotta let one go sometimes and just get another one. I try to keep it a little sensible to where I have a lot of variety, but enough to do everything I need. Anyway, back to Skjold basses. So yeah, Pete's been making basses for a long time. My first bass I got from him was 2008, as I said. This is the Skjold Whaleback. It's gonna kind of be hard to show to the camera because it's like on the edge of my desk, so sorry about that. But hopefully the light doesn't blind it too much on these lighting units you use have a lot of glare. Got a multi laminate neck, 5-piece neck, I believe. Yeah. So yeah, the specs in it, I guess I could put up on screen. Probably do that here. But yeah, it's got an imbuia top, African imbuia. Really cool grain in the lighting. Zircote fingerboard. It's got really cool grains in it. It's mahogany bodied, so a lot of bright mid-range, maple neck with, I don't remember the stringers it has. It might be also be Zircote, but I don't think so. It's similar colored wood. It's got cool shades of brown. I really like it a lot. It also, this pickup I believe is the C4 pickup. I could be wrong. Maybe it's the C1. I think it's C4. But Pete told me it was actually, these pickups were originally made by Sheldon Dingwall. He had a partnership with them. When I first had it made, I wanted to get like a super bright tone, super punchy, active, a lot of mid-range. Rush has always been my biggest influence, and I wanted to go for that Getty tone he had in the 90s, I believe, with the wall basses, but I didn't want a wall. I wanted to get a Skjold, and this is what he came up with. It originally came with like a series parallel switch, and I kind of didn't like that as much because the drop in volume was pretty drastic from serial to parallel, although they did have quite a few tones you could choose from. It's got an East preamp, by the way, John East, so it's incredibly clear, a typical EQ treble bass mid-range, but it also got a sweepable mid-range frequency. And as I was saying, the parallel switch, when I sent it back to Pete temporarily, because I wanted to swap the series parallel switch to a blend knob. So it's actually two P bass like pickups right next to each other. So if you ever see those, the P bass, I forget what the Yannick Quasdala bass he's playing with the P bass, kind of the bridge position. So yeah, it gets like a super mid-range, super punchy sound. It does have you can kind of get more full sound if you get the front pickup soloed. It's still super bright, super mid-rangey. I love the sound of it. If I need some old school beefy bottom sounds, it can't really do that. Even if I boost the bass, it's still super bright. But I love this bass. I'll never sell it. It's kind of my first Skjold. That was number one. So my second Skjold, I had, I believe I got it in 2016. So 8 years later, wanted to kind of get a bass that was more more standard, or sounds, more like a traditional bass. So, you had the upfront pickup. And we ended up with this one. This is my Skjold Slayer. Same headstock. Slayer body. Kind of looks like that. I believe the Dakar, which I'll show, I have one of those too. The body shape down here is slightly different. So, where it's more rounded here. But this one, the Whaleback and the Slayer have this kind of offset body shape. Which I kind of like. I think it sits differently on you. I just got used to it. Yeah, this one's got a ramp, so it has 2 pickups. It's just a plastic mold, and if you're ever familiar with like Gary Willis, I have talked about in previous videos, the ramp is just there to provide an even surface no matter where your finger is. So if you're over the ramp, it's not going through the string to hit the open air or the body. It's like rebounding off this ramp. You get better, more consistent playing surface, so you can play faster and play with more of an even tone. I believe this one also has John East preamp, because it's got the same type of EQ, treble mid bass, sweepable mid range. Both these basses have like a tone switch and a passive active pull, which is really useful if your battery dies. Yeah, and volume and blend. The neck, it's swamp ash body, so it's got that cool swamp ash green. The neck is pretty cool. It's also like, this is the first bass I've ever had that had a swamp ash neck. Actually, I'm not sure if it's swamp ash, but it's ash neck with a purpleheart stripe, so a 3-piece. Really like how the neck feels. So this bass is also 35 scale. I think all of his basses have Hipshot hardware. I'm really happy with the Hipshot hardware because it's a super accurate tuners. Easy to adjust. The bridge is actually really easy to adjust. Like I get them narrower. I think it's 17 millimeter. It's not super narrow, but you can easily adjust that on the bridge itself. Intonation's easy to set up. Action height. And I live in Colorado, so the necks are always moving. So at least twice per year, I have to adjust the truss rod. Just a little turn to keep the neck flat. So yeah, I like the neck's flat. This bass, sound-wise, it's got a really good slap tone, and the front pickup, I think it's Kent Armstrong pickups. The front pickup sounds really, it's probably the best P bass sounding bass I have. I don't have a Fender. I used to have Fender Jazzes, but I don't have a Fender bass. This bass kind of captures that P sound, P bass sound. So, thumpy, really fat, and it's got a specific mid-range sound. It's not, it definitely sits well in the mix, easy to play. It is 35 scale, so it's a little harder to shred and go crazy, but I see players like Bubby Lewis too, and I try not to let that deter me too much. You kind of just get used to it. Yeah, it's a great bass, really well built. It's got a Morado fingerboard. Forgot to mention that. I should probably just go over the specs as I'm talking first, just to get those over with. And I use it in all the jazz ensembles I've been playing in, and when I do try to do more groove-based bass lines, this is the one I gravitate to. So that's my 2016 Slayer. Oh, I will say there was a Skjold I had, a 6-string Skjold, my first 6-string that I had built, and I couldn't get used to the 6-string. It had an obèche body, a really cool gunmetal gray finish. If I find a new picture, I'll just put it up here somewhere. And actually, I saw the previous owner on Talkbass still has it. I thought about rebuying it just to have it, but yeah, I sold it. It was a great bass, but I just couldn't get used to the 6-string at the time. So yeah, the next bass I got, this is my 2020 Skjold Dakar, as I mentioned, similar to the Whaleback build. It's like a single cut. So let me just show you. It's got the Skjold headstock. Body is similar to the Whaleback, but the Dakar has the rounded shape here. This one's also 33 scale. It's got this really cool walnut top, which Pete told me was like an exhibition grade. Really dark, but when the light's on, it pops. It's really cool. The ramp has also got the little, his dragon symbol embedded in there, so it looks really cool. I'm not sure what wood the top is. I believe it's also a Zircote fingerboard. A Swamp Ash body, and it's got the Swamp Ash neck like my Slayer with the purple heart down the center stripe, 3-piece neck. This bass is great. The 33 scale, this makes it so easy to play. And forgot to mention this. Got this the Roland system, so it's got that Roland pickup because I have a Roland SY 1000, and when I first got this bass, I was using it mostly for like synth leads. I have a few videos where I'm using this bass just to record leads and like chords and stuff. It was stringed E to high, low E to high C, not a low B string, just the high strings you'd have on a 6-string. I mean, it's already got a 4-string with the high C, so I did have it strung that way for the longest time until sometime late last year, strung it back to B A D G, standard 5-string, and it's like a whole new bass, man. It's feels really good. Still plays just as easy, still really easy to play and really easy to get around. But it's now I can use it for like all the bass rolls. I started using this fusion band I joined. It's got the Skjold pickups, so his new pickup system, as well as the preamp. It's got some cool wooden knobs. Lumen lays on the neck, so it glows in the dark where you can see. My Slayer also has it. I think the Whaleback's, since it's so old, I'm not sure he was doing it at the time, or I forgot to add it. But yeah, this bass plays really great. It's honestly the bass I use to practice the most because it's the easiest to play. It's by far of all of the basses I have, this one plays the easiest because of the 33 scale. It still has a great sound. It's versatile, plays great. I'll continue using it on the fusion group I'm playing, and maybe the jazz groups as I play with more groups around Denver. I'll probably bring this out more, but it's definitely my woodshed bass at the time, the current time. So that leads to my most recent Skjold bass. I got it in 2024. Yeah, 2024. It's dated on the headstocks. This is my 6-string exotic Slayer. All his basses are really light too, just so thought I should point that out. This one's no exception, even though 6-string. The neck is super playable. I mean, I should probably mention that up front too, is just the playability of his basses, the neck profile, and maybe it's because the bridge is at the edge of the body. It just makes it easier to play the lowest register to the highest register. You're not stretching out like some other basses I have and have played. It's like sometimes so you can play in this classical position and it's still easy to play, Yeah, this one's got this cool kind of natural, it's still red. I wanted to get just a red stain on the bass. It's my metal bass. It's kind of like my shreddy bass. I just needed a bass that I could have a full range of multiple octaves, the 6-string range, so I can do vertical stuff and not have to jump all over the fretboard, and kind of committed back to a 6-string. And this one's perfect for that. Once again, it's got hip shot hardware. It's a wangy neck and a wangy fingerboard. So this bass is super solid. The neck does not move. It's got the full EMG system, I think is the BCQ, and it's got the TW pickup. So this bass is actually pretty versatile. It can coil tap both pickups, so they're humbuckers. But if you pull up on though it's volume knobs for each pickup, but if you pull up on either one, you can get it single coil to dual coil, and you got multiple different voices. So I could get, there's a video I did of a Spiral Architect song, which is, you know, that super shreddy fusion technical metal band from 2000, early late 90s. It can nail that sound. It's got sweepable EQ again, and bass and treble, although the EQ doesn't go quite as extreme as like the East preamp or Pete's preamp, so it doesn't feel like it can get quite as, like, I don't know what you'd say, like plus 12 or plus 18 dB or whatever to the frequencies. Feels like it's, I don't know, it feels like it's less than that, but it's still fine. It does just what I need. Yeah, and this one's got a spalt top, so it looks cool with the stain. You know, same Hipshot hardware. It's just really easy to get around in this thing. It really takes distortion well, so that's one reason I wanted to go back to, like, or just have an EMG spec'd out Skjold, so when I'm playing in the metal bands I'm in, I could throw on a bunch of like distortion blocks with the dark glass pedals, and this one takes it really well, and it really sits well in the mix. And I've been using it with my Incinerate band. Going to use it to record the album. I've used it to play a few live shows, and all the songs I practice. This is the bass I'm using for whenever I'm practicing like heavy shred. So yeah, this bass will it's definitely a keeper. I did have a slight. What did I do? I should have got a 5-string again, and I almost sold it. I put it up on Reverb for a little limited period of time, but then I came to my senses saying, "No, this bass was, custom built. It's the bass I wanted and made. I just got to get used to it." And I stuck it out for a few more months, and yeah, sure enough, I could do those sweeps that I wanted to do. So just got to put in the practice. You can get to it. As I found out, 6 strings are great if you can just get used to it, and they fit their purpose that you need it for. It's sometimes you just want a 6 string, so you're always in the one position on the traditional first 5 frets. You can like play like through all these box suites and stuff. So it's another reason to have it. So those are all the Skjold basses I have. I'm really happy with what I got, and I'm trying to stay at the basses I have right now. Like I said, I'm pretty happy with the different tones and different roles they play. I'll go over the other basses I have in my collection, other videos. But yeah, check out Pete's website and just hit him up if you have an idea for a bass. He's really approachable. It can do pretty much anything you want. So I'll go over the other basses I got in my collection in other videos.